there's something serious going on with Tesla stock that could possibly send it to $450 very quickly if this does happen. Although this is also a bit of a warning, even though this could be really bullish, it could also backfire. This is what I'm talking about. This is about stock astrology, and it does work when enough people believe in it. There are quite a few people that actually believe in it, including on Wall Street. We'll go through some of the latest Tesla stock news as well, but first let's finish this. I showed this in one of my videos earlier, and I said, well, if we do break through this point, likely we will go up quite a bit more according to this stock astrology drawing, and we did. Notice how my line is aligned with the all-time high of Tesla stock right here, but James made a different drawing. He is aligning all of these points here perfectly and not this one. So this does leave a bit of room until we actually reach this level. And if we do breach that level, and if we go above it, the chances are, according to this stock astrology drawing, that we could possibly go way up. James says, I know some of you think technical analysis is bogus, and that's fine, but I think there is merit to it. Regardless, from a technical analysis perspective, Tesla stock is approaching multi-year resistance. A break of this line would be very bullish and open up the prospects of a new all-time high. We only need to get to $300 to really break through this line. Now, it could also backfire, meaning that look at these resistance levels right here. This one here and then another one here. They align perfectly. It was not easy for Tesla stock to go above that line, and they are approaching that line again. So unless something perhaps happens, for example, a beat in earnings that changes the fundamentals for the better, it is not going to be easy perhaps for Tesla to really break through this level. But if earnings turn out to be as good as the deliveries and Tesla stock jumps 5, 7, 8, maybe even 10% in one day, that would possibly be enough to break through this line, which could start another huge rally. But if we don't break through this level, then it is going to be perhaps more likely, according to this stock astrology chart, for Tesla stock to keep going down because the line also keeps going down. But I personally do not buy based on technical analysis. I look at the fundamentals, and as long as I'm paying a fair price, I am buying more Tesla stock. In investing, nothing is really guaranteed. If we do break through that line, it does not mean that we will certainly go up a lot again. Remember, this is just stock astrology that we are talking about. And this is really good Tesla stock news. The rumor is that after Tesla made the rear-wheel drive Model Y available to order in South Korea, the sales exceeded all of the sales of the last year, which is crazy because in 2022, Tesla sold about 14,500 vehicles in South Korea, and year to date, not all that many yet. So this would be a big deal for sales in South Korea. And even though South Korea is pretty small, these numbers would add up to more than 10,000. So this actually does make a difference for the total number of vehicles delivered for Tesla. Seems like on the earnings call, we will find out if any automaker approached Tesla to license Tesla's full self-driving technology. I'm actually quite curious about this. Pierre, who is a fairly decent analyst, just published a few thoughts about Tesla's earnings. He thinks we will have a short-term disappointment, but long-term, we are good. This is because of Tesla's price cuts. He estimates that Tesla's average selling price will drop by $3,000 in Q2. He guesses that in Q1 of this year, Tesla delivered 123,000 cars ordered in the second half of last year at average selling prices of over $50,000, increasing the overall average selling price from $45,000 to $47,000. And he thinks that Tesla's margins could drop all the way down to 15.6%, but he says in reality things could be a bit better as we may overestimate the number of cars delivered at a high price in Q1 of this year. And I think he is most likely overestimating the number right there. Tesla did a huge price cut in the middle of January of this year, so you had to had the cars delivered before that date for the higher average selling price to actually make it into the quarter, because anytime after that, you would have just canceled your Tesla delivery because you could have just gotten a cheaper vehicle. It's very easy to cancel. I have done so on the delivery day actually, because I just wanted to try and see, is it really that easy to cancel a Tesla delivery? And turns out it is super easy. So I am not so convinced that you can deliver 100,000 vehicles in a matter of just days. On the brighter side though, he says that he expects this quarter to be a trough, meaning Q2 margins, and he expects them to no longer go down even if we see some further price cuts as costs improve with a ramp of Berlin and Austin. In the long run though, Pierre sees Tesla's margins going back to 25% excluding full self-driving. One thing that we have to remember though is that Tesla delivered a lot more Model S's and X's this quarter than the last quarter, and that is going to make a difference. James, I think, has a pretty good point here. He says there is no way margin falls to the 15s, but we will find out on the earnings day, which is happening on July 19th, which will be Wednesday. Ford just attempted to avoid a further rally in its inventory because it has been increasing, and they are releasing a new version of this vehicle called the Mustang Mach-E Rally. Probably not going to help much, but I welcome the effort. Tesla boomer mama Alexandra made a prediction on where Tesla stock is going to be 10 years from now. It is over $6,500. I believe Warren Redlick has a price target of $6,500 or so. There could be another unexpected reason why Elon Musk wants to fire Mark Zuckerberg. He says pretty much the only thing that will get me to work out is fight prep. I know a lot of people love it, but I hate working out. I'm not really so convinced that the benefits of exercise for Elon would outweigh the potential danger of, I don't know, getting brain damage from the fight as an example. But if this turns out to be the main reason why Elon wants to fight Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, yeah, this is quite interesting and unexpected. SPACEX is now valued at $150 billion. And just earlier this year, in January, it was valued at $137 billion. Last year, Tesla showed us a video of a Tesla Semi overtaking a regular Semi, and now we actually see it in the wild with our own eyes, where we know for sure there's no trickery involved. This is a real-world situation, and you can see the Tesla Semi just flies by all of these other semis. So many people are excited about making money on Twitter, but Christian says getting Twitter ad revenue dollars is great, but free speech is priceless. Now that is quite a mic drop moment there. This could be interesting. Massive deliveries at the 4680 production section of Giga Texas. If 4680 batteries start to ramp really quickly, that will give a massive advantage to Tesla. Gary Black shared his estimates of what the pricing for the Cybertruck is going to be. These are prices that Tesla promised back in 2019, which no one really expects Tesla to honor. That would be crazy cheap. Gary basically just added $10,000 for each model, so he expects the Cybertruck to start at basically $50,000, which would be a crazy good deal. On a Twitter Spaces call, Elon said that Hardware 4 is 3 to 5 times more capable than Hardware 3, and Hardware 5 which will come out in a couple of years, will be 4 to 5 times more capable than hardware 4. This tweet is addressed to Omar from Hallmark's catalog. Basically, it says that 30% of his stock portfolio is in Tesla stock and that it is not high. 30% is actually very, very bullish. I have 100% of my stock portfolio in Tesla stock, but I am young, I have high income, and I have real estate. Anything I would say over 10% in one stock means that you are very bullish on that stock. So this attack on Omar is completely uncalled for. On Twitter Spaces, Elon said something that is making some Tesla stock investors quite happy. Matt Smith says, so Elon Musk sounds extremely confident on this XAI call that they have actually figured out the full self-driving problem. It will take time for this to roll forward into great public builds, but his use of past tense in reference to this problem is very noteworthy in my opinion, says Matt. I personally wouldn't really jump to any conclusions here, but I do agree that this is indeed very noteworthy to mention. And YouTube wants you to watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview yet, watch this one first. My name is Matt Post. Just like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.